Why is it taking? All right, we are live now. All right, so just a second. Let's just wait for others to join us. Let's wait for others to join us so we can proceed with this section. Okay, so we'll wait for others to join us before we commence. It's just a minute to 6.
Okay. People can join with the link that you sent to your status, right?
I didn't get that.
People can join with the link you sent to your status, right?
No. I sent no the link I sent to you. People cannot join with that. That's Ghost link. So
Yeah, I mean
people
for
can
for
join.
people that want to join externally.
Okay, yeah. Let me share the link with you.
Okay.
Um, okay, so this is 6 o'clock. Let's just give like 2 minutes, then we commence the section immediately.
Oh, okay.
Right, so we have few people. We have few people here, so we're waiting for others to join us so we can commence. Um, all right, so while we're waiting for others to join us, right, we're gonna do a quick introduction of ourselves and our viewers. Would like to hear from our viewers. We have very few people, but would like to hear from them. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us. All right. You are welcome to Dick's amazing section on how to get a remote job. We're actually expecting a good number of people here because what's the sense of you acquiring that skills if you cannot understand how you can monetize these skills? So you need to understand or you need to know guidelines from our experts who has gone through this and has won, right? How you can monetize your skills and not just for you to get the skills, right? But then how you can sit at the comfort of your home and be earning well, earning large, right? I'm gonna share my story, my testimony very soon, and we'll hear from our guest who is an expert in the field. All right. So while we are doing this, waiting for others to join us, we would like to hear So if you're screaming live, so we'd like to hear where you're joining us from. So if you don't mind, you can use the chat session. Just type where you're joining us from. All right, so let's see where our participants are joining us from. We have just few people, but then let's see. All right, just use the chat there. Type where you're joining us from. If you can hear me, so I need to confirm that we are speaking to our audience. All right, so I'm joining for UK. I'm joining for Nigeria. Just get that, type that, okay, so we can commence. Okay. Maybe our participants are shy to to tell us where they're joining us from, but that's fine. All right. So while we are still waiting for others to join us, we're gonna welcome you guys, especially for those that are here to Armed Analytics YouTube Live. Okay, joining from Nigeria. Um, DWBB Academy. All right. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Thanks for joining us from Nigeria. Ah, yeah, my guy, Scotland. So thanks for joining us. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us, and we want to hear from you. I want you to wait till the end of the program because you're going to be learning a lot. Now, this program is actually not meant for our students alone. It's meant for everybody, especially those that are in tech, right? You want to acquire these skills. You've acquired these skills. Now, how do I monetize these skills? How do I use these skills to start earning living? All right, not just to earn living by moving from one office to the other. But how can I sit at the comfort of my home and be earning large? Right? I'm gonna introduce myself and our guest will introduce himself, then we proceed, okay? Yeah, my name is Chukwuka Shinye. As you all can see, yeah, a trainer at Amda Analytics and the analytics. Yeah, we'll be doing this for over a couple of years now, training people moving from one edtech company to other, imparting knowledge of what we know. Yeah. So as yeah, guys. Sorry for that network glitch. I'm back. All right. So can you hear me? Yeah, the data today. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So if you don't mind, can you please introduce yourself to the our audience?
Okay. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm the data dude. Yeah. I've been in the tech industry for quite a number of years now. And basically, I'm a remote worker, and I've worked for different companies, and I've delivered, impactful projects. Yeah. So I work for companies in USA, UK, and Nigeria, basically. So I would say collaborating with various, companies, across the globe has enabled me to, utilize my skills in data analytics, using tools like SQL, Power BI, Excel, Python, and so on. And, I have extensive experience in using variety of platforms to facilitate this platform. And also, my personal brand is the Data Drip, but my real name is Raji Cruz Adewale. So also a top voice in data analytics, data science, and machine learning on LinkedIn. So that will just be a short introduction of about me for now. Yeah, thank you,
That's a whole lot about you.
thank you.
Nice to have you here. Thanks for honoring our invitation. All right. So
Thank you.
yeah. So the topic for today is how to get a remote job, and it's gonna be very interactive session, right? I'll be sharing our audience our experience as a tech people and our experience as people that have actually been working for years now as a remote worker. So we are gonna be sharing with them today. Yeah. Before we proceed with one, I want to share my experience. So I've been working for over 3 years now as, let me say, close to 4 years now as a tech person. Yeah, and I have not been to any office, right? I have not been to any office. I have not been anywhere. It has been work from home. And it has been so amazing, like so amazing. Imagine you sitting down, you waking up every morning, you sit down at your comfort of your home. You're not worried about any traffic. You're not worried about how do I get from bus to bus, right? You're sitting down at the comfort of your home, trying to enjoy yourself, work from home. That's so amazing, right? So that's just my me. All right, I've been working for years now, and I've not been to any office, and it's so amazing for me. I'm enjoying it. All right, so let hear from you. While, if you don't mind, can you please share your experience as a remote worker?
Um, I would say is my I started my career journey as a remote worker. You guess so, and since then, even till now, I'm still working as a remote worker right now, and my experience so far has been great because it's allowed me to work from my house. It provide me the flexibility and also to utilize my talent, my skills, my passion, to deliver, a successful project, successful, jobs to different clients and companies that I've worked with. And also it improved my work-life balance. You understand? And and I would say that remote work always offer greater, flexibility, and also it reduces my commuting time. Just as maybe I'm to work, in an office, so I have to maybe travel down to the office. But with remote work, it's reducing my commuting time, and also uh, it makes it attractive, you know, for me to to accept different offers from different companies. And I would just say, generally, it has been, I won't say it has been easy, but because I provided myself a workspace, to facilitate my um my remote work, so it makes it quite easy for me, because I have equipment and facilities that I always use as a remote worker, so it make the work quite straight and easy for me, yeah, so far. So it has been great. There are a lot of lessons learned, failures, and celebrations along the journey. Yeah.
Exactly, a lot of blessings learned. All right, thank you very much for that wonderful answer to that question. Right, so I want to ask you, What are the main benefits of working remotely? All right, for employers and employees.
Um, I will start with the with the employees, because currently now I'm an employee, I'm a techpreneur. So number one is the flexibility, flexibility in work hours and location. You understand? So I can work from anywhere in the world, and I will still deliver regardless of my location. I'll be able to do what I need to do. You understand? And the point number two is the it's improved, work balance for employees. You understand? They'll be, like they'll be able to facilitate their work balance very well because some people they go to work, maybe they're working in the office, and before they even get home, they are consumed already. Just an example, you are working in Lagos and you are living in Ikorodu and your office is in VI. You know how stressful it can be to travel down there. Just imagine you are doing 9 to 5, and after your 5 p.m. work, before you even got to your home, you spent already maybe like another 5 hours traveling down to Ikorodu. Do you know how tedious and stressful it can be? You will be consumed and you will easily get burnout. So this, it helped to, it's removed and, eliminated, the aspect of traveling down to office and all these things. And another point is that, okay, it reduces, cost because if you are not traveling down to any office, you are saving money. You get because if you have to go to office every day, you will spend money every day traveling down there. Another thing is that it's increased productivity and also job satisfaction because it's an employee that is not that doesn't get burnt out or that is not burnt out. They'll be able to work diligently and also to also to to get to do any project or any work efficiently. You understand? But for employers, though they are they are limited, but I will still share one or two. Number one is that it allow companies, employers to have access to global talent pool. You get because it will allow them to hire employees or talent from different companies from different countries. Because they don't need you to actually work in the office. What they need you to is to work from your home, and it's give them the opportunity to employ different talent from different companies of countries. Because if it's a company that are only limited to you coming to office, and also same thing, they will be limited to talent pool because there are a lot of talent outside the country, but that can actually deliver what the country or what the company was because they are not practicing the remote work right now, so they'll be limited to the pool to the talents applicants they are within their region. But with the aspect of remote higher employees, retention rate. You understand? It's improved the higher employees, retention rate. And the last point I will share is that it enhance, the employee productivity. You understand? Because for employers, they always happy when their employees is okay, is doing fine, and employee that is doing fine, that is doing okay, we be able to to work very well, and by working very well, they were able to to have higher productivity in any of the tasks assigned to each of the employee. So just few points. I think these are the benefits for employees and employers in the aspect of remote work.
Amazing. Yeah, well done. Thank you very much for that wonderful contribution, right? I and my team members, we've been working for some time now and we've not seen ourselves, right? And it's so amazing that we still communicate effectively and everybody still contribute to
Yeah.
the growth. of that. Okay, some people believe that if I work remotely, I might not contribute to the growth of the company, and I'll be I'll be laughing. You said something concerning you hiring high talent people from different countries, right? As a tech person, I've worked with different organizations, different companies across the globe. When I'm saying it, right, I work with companies in UK, Australia, US, Canada. And some of all these countries I have not been there, right? Some of all these countries I have not been there. And that's just amazing thing of you working remote. To be able to work from the comfort of your home, yeah, anywhere across the globe, you'll be able to contribute as far as you have that skills, as far as you are competent enough. Yeah, that's just it. And that's thank you very much for that wonderful contribution, right? So I have another question
Thank you.
to ask you, right? I know this
Okay.
what people are waiting, right? Okay, now no, I know that there's something like remote job. Yeah. So what are the best platforms or websites to find these remote opportunities?
Okay, I will start with the one that I do use, for freelancing, which is Upwork. I've been using Upwork for quite a number of, years now. And Upwork for freelancing, and also Fiverr is another platform that they can use for freelancing, which also people get a lot of remote jobs, from these two platforms based on freelancing. And other ones are job board like maybe remote.co, .co, FlexJob, Indeed, Angel List for startups, and also LinkedIn. Also, people make use of LinkedIn very well for remote job. You understand? Another platform is called We Work Remotely. Again, so if people search all these platforms online, they'll be able to have a lot of information about it. And another benefit of using this platform is that they are verified, because there are a lot of platforms out there that if you do any project there, your payment is not guaranteed. Okay, but there are some strategy that has been structured down. For example, on Upwork, before before you can even accept any offer, Upwork we act as a middleman. They will owe the money, and you will get paid in as much that you deliver, and your client accepted what you have done. Even if your client is not accepting, there are number of days that Upwork will pay you automatically in as much that you have submitted, and maybe you have inputted the number of hours that you have worked. And if the client is maybe is kind of proving stubborn or is not even available anymore, and instead of you like losing hope that you have lost money, your money is with Upwork will pay you within certain amount of days if they don't hear from the client or the company, you get. So I think these are the platforms that I've utilized so far, but there are a lot of platforms out there that people use every day. Yeah, trust me, there are a lot. Even in some general, job platform, you will see either it is remote or hybrid or in office. You get. So these are different, strategy that people put for each of the, of the job that they publish. You get online out there. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. You are so busy emphasizing on Upwork. All
you know,
right.
uh, I've done a lot of work there, so that's why.
That's amazing. All right. Someone is joining for Northern Nigeria. I don't know. Okay, Northern Nigeria. That's great. All right. Thank you for that, Adisa. All right. So he
Thank you.
said something about many platforms that you can actually utilize to get these jobs, right? And he mentioned LinkedIn. LinkedIn is actually a powerful platform if you know how to make use of it, right? But then you need to have that optimized LinkedIn handle, right? Because as a recruiter, if someone is actually reaching out to you, let's say on LinkedIn, you want to get job on LinkedIn, and on your LinkedIn, there's nothing there to define that you are a tech person. Or let's assume that you are saying that, you know what, I'm a data analyst. On your resume, it's saying that you're a data analyst. Then when we go to your LinkedIn, we are seeing nothing. All right. So that is actually a red flag for any hiring officer that want to hire you. Okay, so the person will say this person know nothing. All right, so this is actually to let you know that you can actually optimize your LinkedIn to get these job offers out there. And he mentioned indeed is actually a powerful platform. And one amazing thing about these things is that when you use all these platforms, right, you can actually set up notification, drop your email there, set up a notification, right? And anytime there is a job offer on your own field, right, they will always definitely send all these things to your email. You know what? It's amazing when people are saying there is no job out there. There's no job. It's difficult. I will first of all ask them, what are the strategies? How do you apply? Right? We're going to be talking about people using one resume to apply for 20 and 100 jobs, right? So what have you done? What is your portfolio like? Yeah, someone reached out to me this morning and the person said, I want to see your portfolio. I was just smiling, right? So I sent it with all confidence because I know that okay, there's something there. Right, so unless the person decided that this thing has nothing like what I'm looking for, but then I know that there's something there, right? So how what is your portfolio like? Do you have something out there? What is your cover letter like? Your resume, what is it like? Right, these are the things that you have to consider. Do you have these skills? When there is a job interview, can you define yourself as a tech person? All right, if you say that you are a product manager, all right, you are a business analyst, you are that front end developer, can you defend yourself out there? Right, so thank you very much for that wonderful contribution. He talked about Fiverr, a lot of platforms out there. So there's something that we are going to be doing for you guys that are watching. All right. So on our LinkedIn handle, hopefully tomorrow, we're going to post all these platforms where you can actually get remote job. We encourage you to do this, okay, for your own benefits. Now, acquiring these skills is great, but knowing how to monetize these skills, I'm telling you, is sweeter. You know that sweet thing that you've acquired skills. You went for one boot camp, right? 3 months, 4 months, you are good. You know that okay, you can beat your chest and say, I can, I can query data, I can look at data, I can do this, I can do that with data. But then, spending 8 months, 1 year, 3 years, and still having a gotten job, right? Come on now, come on now. Yeah, nobody is actually not a magic. But then I always tell my students something. Tech is not a magic. You have to create that magic for yourself, right? If you say that I can get this job within specific probably number of months, be determined, be focused, and then put more effort. Right? Yeah, thank you very much for that amazing
Thank you.
contribution.
You're welcome. You're
All right,
welcome.
so guys, I believe that you're all learning a lot. All right, our guest here is actually an expert in the field. All right, so he's sharing his experience, and I myself I'm trying to contribute, share my own experience, what I've learned so far as a tech person. All right, so how can job seekers legitimate remote job offers and avoid scams? Right. So let's hear from you because this is one of the things that happens often that I've finished this job, especially on Upwork, and they did not, they didn't call me back, they didn't pay me for it. So how can people actually avoid something like that?
As I said earlier, there are scams out there. Yeah, trust me. There are scams out there that you will do their work and you won't get paid. You understand?
Exactly.
But the first thing I will want us to do is to, research the company thoroughly. You get research the company thoroughly. You understand? For example, now let's say you saw a job on Upwork and you are seeing that the client or the company is not verified. You should know that okay, this is a red flag. You understand? Or you are saying okay, the job that they put there is way lesser than the amount they put there. You should know that okay, this is a trap. There are some jobs that you say, okay, this money is way more than what they want me to do. You should be careful, regarding that. It's a trap sometimes. You get. And another thing is that you will say maybe some companies that their payment method is not verified also. You need to be careful. because this platform are just platform. They allow different people to register, you get, and they allow people different companies to put out jobs out there. But it's for you as a freelancer or a data analyst or a data scientist or even AI developer to know, okay, things like what and what and the features that you need to check before you can even maybe write a proposal. You get, because there are strategies to all these things. That's why there is a magic, but you can only create the magic if you have the knowledge. And if you don't have the knowledge, you will be there looking for a job 1 year and be like, "Ah, how are they doing it?" But when you acquire the knowledge, you acquire the right skills, you know, you do it as you are supposed to do it. Trust me, you will get what you needed within a short time. You get, because I've seen someone looking for a job over a year, but he just engaged someone and he was able to to expose to different informations. To me, I consider information as knowledge. So within a week, he just practicalized everything that the person told him, and he was shocked. Amount of interviews that he got within those periods. You understand? So getting the right skill and getting information is important. To me, getting technical skill is not enough. I would say getting technical skill is only 40% out of 100% of landing your first role in tech. That one is another talk entirely. You get. And another thing is look for detailed job descriptions and also the requirements. You understand? If you don't meet some job requirement, don't go for it. You get, because another thing is that some people will submit fake proposal that they can do this, they have done this, and while doing the job, they couldn't deliver, and no client want to pay for a freelancer or for a worker, you know, that couldn't deliver their work. But to the freelancer, it may seem like a scam, but it's not a scam. You couldn't do the job, but on your resume or on your proposal, you said that you can do it. So that's another aspect to consider also. And another aspect is avoid job posting, that promise, I pay in return, which I've explained earlier. And also be conscious of jobs that will tell you to pay an upfront for a training. People do that a lot too. They will tell you, okay, they have an offer, but you have to pay for a certificate or for a training before they can, employ you full time. Don't go for that. No legitimate, company will tell you to pay for a training before they can hire you. You understand? And another thing is that check for reviews. Even if you want to accept or even submit, proposal for a job, check the client reviews. Same thing goes to on Fiverr, Upwork, and other platform out there. Especially on Upwork, you will see reviews about the clients, about the companies, how many jobs as the particular company gave out. I mean, you will see how many hours, you will see how much the company has spent. Okay, so this will give you, a green light. Okay, you can actually work with this small company, but you should be skeptical if you want to accept an offer from a client, that has zero. I mean zero in their profile, unverified, $0 spent. No job, no done. So you should be careful dealing with these people. So I think I've answered concerning that aspect also. And lastly, you should also check for employees' testimony. Same thing we call feedback. You get, feedback also matters a lot, even as a freelancer or as a techie, and also as an employer. Feedback that people give to you matters a lot, because if I want to accept anything from anybody, I will check the review. What are they telling about this person? At least they must have worked with this person before they gave this review. So it will determine a lot if I'm to accept, or if you are legit, or if you are good to work with. Because if you work with some people, you will regret, like, why did I even accept this offer? Because they will frustrate your life. You understand? So these are just the things to consider to avoid being scammed or burnt out or frustrated. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for that wonderful answer to that question. Right. So I have something to actually contribute to this. So that was about 5 months ago. Yeah, so one of my students so reached out to me that he actually did work on Upwork for someone, and they are asking him to pay for something before he would be paid. I was like, what kind of job is that? Like, how do you get the job offer? Okay, they posted the job on Upwork, right? So I'm just sharing this for others to actually learn from it. This. So the job was posted on Upwork, and of course, he applied for the job. So when he applied for the job, they went to his DM and they sent him a link that asked him to join one Telegram group. So on that Telegram group, that was actually where they give him the job offer, and they asked him to do something for 2 days. And they were just pestering him. So you have to do this, you have to submit this. So at the end of everything, he submitted it. It didn't even involve me because it was when they asked him to pay for something that I have to reach out and said, ask him. So one thing I always tell my student, right? Yeah, this Upwork something is actually good. Just like like I said, he said this platform they don't actually look at people that register for it. It's open for everybody. So we have scammers there, right? So now one thing you need to understand, he mentioned some things that you can actually look out for when you want to apply for a job. What are the reviews like? Right? How many jobs has the person posted? What is the payment like? How much has the person spent on Upwork? A lot of all these things that you need to find out. Right? So these are the things that we actually teach our students when it comes to Upwork optimization. Yeah, before you apply for this job, these are the things that you need to look out for. Now, aside from that, let's assume that it's actually a website out there and you are seeing that huge amount of money because you want to do something that probably they ask you to come and do data cleaning, and you are seeing something like £60,000. Come on now. So, and they will tell you that it's just under 1 week. One week is too much. Some people will tell you 2 hours, 3 hours, something. With that, you wasted your time. Most times we might not run away from this thing, because I myself I was calm. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes when you are trying to be careful with some things, right? That imagine you advising people say, this is actually what you need to do to get this job. And when you get the job, this is actually the strategies to apply. And at the end of everything, you're saying that you yourself is this hand. So someone that was about some months ago, right? So someone referred somebody to me, and the person happens to be Saudi Arabia guy. So it's a project now. That's a master's project. I have to help him to do the project and help him with some of other things. So this took me a whole lot of time for me, not just a day, not just 2 days. So that time that you actually put in all your effort because this is actually master's project and you don't want to get a bad feedback from that person. So at the end of everything, so the guy asked me, we actually agreed on certain amount of money. And he asked me to send the project. I said, okay, where's my money? Pay me before I send the project. Right? He said something. He said, I'm not gonna pay. I have to see the work. See, guy, if you want to see the job, it's not a problem. Let's join on a call. Let's join on a video call. All right. You're going to join on a Zoom call. I will share my screen. I will show you what I have done. Just satisfy I pay for it. I know the effort I put into this to ensure that it actually come out like this. Okay. At the end of everything, he was just moving it. Okay, let me pay some amount of money. The money we agreed on, he now got. I said, guy, I'm not begging you for money. You can actually go ahead with your money, right? So at that moment, at the end of everything, I wasn't paid for that job. So a month after, let me say 2 months after, the same guy, because like my sister was telling me, this same guy, he used another number to shut me up for a project too. I was like, guy, okay, this time, the other one I charged you how much? But here I'm gonna triple it. So I told him $2,200. I'm gonna charge $200. So at the end of everything, that job was not actually carried out. Right. But then just like he said, we need to be careful with all these guys out there if you're a remote job. I don't say because I am desperate, I want to get this job. And with that, you will just go and do some jobs that you know that you at the end of everything you will not be paid. All right. So let's take another question. I don't
Okay.
this actually for tech people actually. I know that there's no tech role. Uh yeah, that is not in demand. Right? But what are the industries or job roles that are most commonly hiring for remote position?
Thank you. Regarding that, as you have said, that there's not a crew that that's not fit for a remote work. You get, but basically, tech roles like software development, you know, every data, career roles, maybe IT support, cybersecurity, these tech roles, give access to you working remotely. You get, and another one is the marketing and sales. Yeah, career roles like digital marketing, content creation, and sales management. They also give space, to work remotely. As as a digital marketer or content creator. And another aspect is the customer service. As a customer service, you can work from anywhere for a company. You can be in UK and work as a customer service for a company in Nigeria, regardless of your location. You know, the opportunity is there. Another role is it's not even working remotely is not even limited to tech roles alone. You get people outside tech roles are working remotely across the globe. You understand? For example, now education and training. You get like online tutoring and education, like instructional design. People are employing people this experts from outside their own country because they know okay what they need to do is online. You just virtual meetings, teaching people online. You understand? And people in the aspect of writing and editing. Yes, these are majorly some of the freelance, careers most times, writing, copyright and all. People who work remotely, doing this job also. Another one is design, like maybe US designer, graphics designer. At least I completed a project with a UI designer. The guy is not in UK. It's not even in maybe any of the Western, country. It's in Nigeria, and we were able to complete the project effectively. You know, we practice agile on process whereby anything that is doing getting updated in real time. So which also increase the productivity if you are working remotely. You understand? So these are the roles right now that I think that give access to you working remotely and make your life easier. Yeah.
All right. So one thing I thanks for that actually. So one thing I always tell people, right, when applying for or when looking that you want to get a remote job. Some people will be like, gee, I want to acquire these test skills because of a remote job, because of that work-life balance. Right. So look for an in-demand skills. Look for an in-demand skills. Right? Yeah, just like he said, not just only tech, but somehow tech is still the top now. All right. So look for an in-demand skills that you know that if you acquire, you can do it from anywhere. Right. So not all the skills that you can actually work. If you say that, okay, um I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to mention any skills now, so that to be as if I'm looking down on any skills. All right, but there are some skills that you cannot do remotely. So there are some skills that you know that confidently with these skills I can actually work remotely, right? And that's just it. Okay, if you want to apply for jobs, please, or you want to acquire your skills, please look for an in-demand skills, especially skills that you can actually work remotely as a tech person, as a worker. Let me not use that word tech now. All right, so let's proceed to another question. Right, what should candidates highlight in their resume and cover letter when applying for jobs? What do you think that they should highlight when applying for jobs?
You know, over my year of experience now, even myself, I've made a mistake before a lot of time before I got to realize, okay, this is where I'm missing it. You get, because there are a lot of people that just use, even if you are to submit as a freelancer, you use one proposal for for different jobs, which is very, very wrong. You understand? So, for example, now we want to, add skills, that will fish out, okay, that you can work remotely on your CV. For example, now, if you are writing your CV, make sure that you put, remote work and relevant tools. Like you can use Slack, you can use Zoom very well, or you can use project management software like Trello, Jira, and all these things. It will convince the employer that, okay, this person actually know what it takes, to work remotely. You understand? Because you cannot tell me as an employer that you can work remotely, you don't even know how to use Slack. Maybe you never even opened Slack before. You don't know any tools related to some project management. You don't know how to use Zoom. So how do you want to cope? You understand? Another thing is that self motivation, time management skills, because these are the things that we actually bound on you when you're working remotely. If you don't know how to manage your time very well, come on, you may get fired and you won't know. You get, because there are a lot of people that that suffer from these things. They think, okay, if you're working remotely, you can just do anything you want. Nobody is seeing you. But trust me, there's a way they calculate, employee performance every month or every year. You get, they will know if you're actually working or not, or you are just sleeping at home. And there's some companies there's some managers that they don't pursue you. They won't pursue you to do what you need to do. But they always give reports to the higher, to the higher people up there about your performance, what you are doing. You understand? And there is no way if I'm managing some people, I will actually know if you are actually working on your task or not. By just one or two meetings, I will know from what you will tell me. You understand? You need to know how to manage your time very well. And there are tools that you can use to manage your tasks very well. Another thing is you have to have strong communication skills. You understand? Because this is the major means of you communicating with your team. Because you are not in the office. So you need to communicate. You need to let them know, okay, this is what you have done. For example, maybe you guys are working on a single project together. So you need to update the rest of the team. Maybe, okay, what is the progress of your own task? This is what you have done. What are the new, maybe challenges, or what are the new business requirements that you guys are working on? You understand? But if you don't know how to communicate very well, and you can't tell me that you are a shy person or you don't know how to talk and you want to become a remote worker, it doesn't work. No company will even hire you. Company wants some people that can talk, people that have this self-confidence, that can easy know, that are outspoken. You understand? Another aspect is the specific accomplishments and also results achieved in your previous role. Let it show on your resume. Let them know, okay, you have done this thing remotely before. You understand? So I think this answered the question.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. That's amazing feedback, all right? So he said something that I want to emphasize on, right? The things that you can highlight on your resume, right? That's the last point he mentioned. Your achievements, right? So when you're applying for a job, I want you to note something. Achievement is different from tax, right? So your tax is that rule that okay, this is actually what you need to do. You are a trainer, you are this and that. Well, what have you achieved? What are your achievements? And that's actually what recruiters are looking out there, looking for. Okay, so they will look at your resume. They are not seeing tax. They are seeing what they are seeing achievement. That's to tell them that okay, this person is actually worth hiring. So you have to prove to them, show them the reasons why they should hire you over other applicants, right? So show them that okay, I'm the best person for this position. When sharing that with them, what is on your resume? What is on your cover letter? What does it entails? I remember when I started my journey, right? So I remember 2020 when I was applying for jobs. So God. So I used one resume to apply for 100 jobs. So at the end, I didn't get any job invite. So you know what? Yeah, I was like, okay, it was actually when I was that exposed to all these things. I looked at the resume I used 2020. I was asking myself, "Chinyere, if I'm a recruiter, I won't hire you. Yeah, I'm telling myself I won't hire you with this resume because no achievements. All I put down there was full of tasks. Okay, I did this. Okay, because you know all those things. And these are the things that you need to do away with if you are looking for that lucrative job. Okay. So I always tell my students something. One of the things that will get you to that point of interview is your resume. Ensure you package it very well. Put down your achievements, not your tasks. And of course, just like our guest said, he mentioned about communications. How can you communicate effectively? What have you done in your previous roles? Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that wonderful contribution. Thank you very much. All right. So I have another
You're
question
welcome.
here. Yeah, thanks. So what are some common challenges people face when working remotely, and how can they overcome them?
I will talk from my own personal experience. You get
Okay.
when I was in Nigeria, I'm kind of extrovert, but when I enter into my tech career fully, I'm kind of introvert now. You know why? Always want I always want to learn. You get, and I've been working remotely for like with most of the companies I work for. I work remotely. You know, just like talking to them on via Zoom. This is what they need to do. This is what they have done. This is what how can I help them to do this, to do that. You get, so sometimes I got a feeling of isolation. You understand? I'm always indoor. I'm alone in my room. It got to a point. I love it. And let me just be alone in my room. Let me have my pace and let me, I would sit down on, in my workspace, staring at different monitors and be like, okay. To me, it's always giving me some weird energy. Okay, I'm here. I can do anything. But if care is not taken, you will feel isolated. But how you can solve that is okay. You need to stay connected with colleagues via, maybe via virtual meetings and social interaction. Even if you cannot go out anymore, there are means of connecting with people online. IG is there, TikTok is there, YouTube is there, WhatsApp is there, so that you won't feel that okay, you are alone here. You understand? That's one point. Another point is the distractions at all. That's one of the major things that people face. For example, now maybe a family man that is working remotely with different with many children, wife is also there, and the man is trying to focus on a job, or maybe the man is having a meeting, and suddenly your little child just opened the door while you're having a meeting. You will feel distracted. Like, for example, just say, okay, this. It may even be an interview that you're having a virtual interview, and maybe your children don't even know anything. They just open the door, and boom, the interviewer can see your children at your back wearing only pants. There's no way you won't be distracted. So how you can solve this is that create a dedicated workspace and establish a routine. You get, because if you have a dedicated workspace, you can lock your door. Even though okay, you want to have a meeting or you are working, you can lock your door at the back. Nobody will have access, and you already let them know your routine. That maybe from 9 to 5, your daddy will be busy. Don't disturb your daddy. After 5 p.m., you can enter. You understand? So that's another thing. Then another part is the communication barriers. Yes, people, because you may be alone in a room and you will just think, okay, I never even speak a word since morning. I don't know if it has happened to you because you're alone in the room. You're just working. You're not talking to anybody. You're just maybe you're coding or you're trying to create a dashboard or you're doing something or even maybe you're learning. You just say that you're always on airport listening to music, but just like I never even speak a word since morning. Am I okay? then you want to try if you can still talk. But to solve that, just use multiple communication tools and set clear expectations so that you won't feel like, okay, am I really okay? You understand? So I think these are the challenges and way I feel people can solve them. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful contribution, right? You see, what that you said here, I can 100% relate. Yeah. You know that time you are alone inside from morning, just wake up in the morning after your normal devotion and all that, freshen up on your desktop, right? So I'll be on my desktop for about, let's say, plus or minus 10 a.m. to sometimes 1 p.m. I've not spoken to anyone. I'll be like, God, am I okay? So you see that isolation part that he mentioned, that's actually one of the challenges. Okay. Yeah, it's cool to work remote, but I need you to understand there are some of challenges attached to these things, right? These guys, yeah, sometimes your friends they feel like you don't have their time. You're running away from them and all that, but that's not the truth. It's just because you are full of jobs, work, and when you look at your next, I have to do this. So from this time, you're moving to this time. You wanna this, you wanna do that. At the end of the day, you find out before you get yourself, it's 6 p.m. Sometimes some people work overnight, especially people that have 2 to 3 jobs. All right. So and that's he just like he mentioned, one of the way you can actually overcome that challenge is by talking to people sometimes. All right, look at your timetable. Okay, from this time to this time I will be on my desktop, right? From this time to this time I'll make calls, chat with people, probably use social media, right? Relax more, see movies, and then come back to whatever you are doing. All right. So don't be overwhelmed by all this work, because to trust me, sometimes, yeah, I want to work remote. Well, sometimes it can be overwhelming, right? It can be overwhelming and challenging. You know that time they say that it's gonna be party, and you are looking at yourself. Come on, I have something to do at home. People will be asking you, auntie, like you're always inside. What's going on? I remember someone asking me some one day, what happened? Are you not working? You're always inside. What's going on? Can't you go out and search for jobs and all that? I was like, I was like, okay, that's great. Thanks for your concern, but I'm not jobless. All right. So thank you for that.
You're
All right. So
welcome.
now, yeah, the next one is, how can remote workers stay motivated and productive? How can they stay, now, just like we thought about their challenges, right? So how can they stay motivated and how can they be productive?
I'll use myself as an example. I always set clear goals and priority. Yeah, things I will do tomorrow. I already know them today. This is how I've been running my life for years now. That make me to be productive. Yeah, because I can be on my desk for more than 12 hours every day because I always have things to do. You get, and I make use of tools which I call productivity tools and apps. For example, Notion, is there, sticky notes is there just to write things my to-do list, for a day or even for the next 2 days, 3 days. Things I want to do, for like maybe like next week, I will just add them to my Microsoft calendar. Okay. Because if I open my calendar now, I know things, maybe meetings I will have for the next 1 month. This thing keeps us to be productive because you will, keep track of what you need to do. For example, now let me show you something. I couldn't use my sticky notes today because and if I couldn't use my sticky notes on my laptop, I will use the physical sticky note. You get, I always write down on my sticky note what I need to do. And as I'm doing them, I always tick them, mark them, okay, I'm done with this, I'm done with this. So it's always helped me to track my progress every day. Okay, these are the things I've done today. these are the things that is remaining for me to do. For example, now let me show you one here. Can you see? I don't know if you can see very well. This is a sticky note. It's comprised of a lot of things that I've done today and the ones that I will still do again. So doing this, we always make you productive because sometimes you may forget, you may remember something in the morning that you want to do, and before 1 p.m., you have forgotten already. But once you have them written down or typed somewhere, and you are checking them every time, remember, okay, you still need to do it. Then after you have done this is the next thing that you need to do. You understand? So another thing is that you need to take regular break to avoid burnout. Yeah, because you need to be assertive on yourself. Believe me. If not, because if you die, company will still continue. That's where you need to know how to take break, when to take break, and how many days or hours you need for your break. Again, sometimes you may wish to learn, you may wish to do something, but your body will say no. I need rest. You can't cheat
Rest.
your body. You can't cheat your body. Trust me. There are limits to all these things. If you overstretch your system, just like you are using a normal laptop, if you keep evaluating your laptop for days or weeks, you will just not say it starts, hanging, and you have the name to shut down for the laptop to restart, everything. Because you have been hibernating, you will said, okay, you want to rest, you just take 1 hour break or 30 minutes break, you resume back again. You will just say that, okay, you're totally done one day and you couldn't do anything. So to avoid, getting to that stage, always take break regularly. No, amount of hours you work per day. You get, if it's 8 hours per day that I want to work, do it very well. You get. So another thing, as I've said before, is to set your clear goals and priority very well. And you guys, and also use productivity apps to keep track of your stuff. For example, now, of course, you can't, this brain, the way this brain work, you can't know everything. So if you receive an email now that you will be meeting someone at so day or so time, instead of you thinking, okay, I will remember when it's time. No, don't do that. Just add it to your calendar. Add the link there that, okay, you will be meeting this person today or next tomorrow. Maybe before the time, the app will notify you, okay, you have meeting with so. So doing this thing will keep you motivated, keep you productive, because as you are being, if you are productive in what you are doing, either your manager or your CEO will actually see what you are doing. And by, if your manager is praising you, okay, you're actually doing well. Or if the report, your monthly reports came out and you are seeing good reports, good reviews from people that you're working with, it will motivate you one way or the other, no matter what. You get. But before you can get to that point of being motivated, there are things that you need to consider. You understand? Because if you got burnout, who will help you? And if you are gone within seconds or hour, the company will put out job vacancy out there. You get. So this is how this thing was. We just need to take it easy on ourselves. It's not easy. It's not easy, but with God's grace, just need to just take it step by step. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. All right. So he mentioned a lot about how you can actually get motivated and then be productive. Yeah. He mentioned about tracking your progress. Put down, write it down. Right. So I supposed to have a meeting with someone that was yesterday morning. I saw the email 9:20. I thought it was 9:50. I was like, okay, I have another meeting that same morning, yesterday morning. I was like, okay, let me sharply do this meeting. Before I know it, I saw myself around 9:40. So I was 30 minutes late with the other meeting. So I have to, call the company and, I can make it and all that. But then we postponed it to this morning. I know that if had it been that I wrote it down, there's no how I'll forget that. Right? If I paste it where I can be actually be saying that, there's no how I can forget that. Another thing I want to put down out there is about how you can actually get motivated, right? As a remote worker, get a community, right? Just because, let me tell you something, you cannot learn everything There are some things you learn at work. Okay, let's start assuming that you're being hired. I remember I learned about all these tools, right? But I don't know how to use Slack. What's the name of the other two? Asana, right? It was when I was working as a data analyst. I have to use these tools. I was like, okay, right? So it was actually some of my colleagues that put me through. So this is what you need to do, Chinyere. This is how to use it and all that. So you have to be motivated by people around you. Get probably close to some of your colleagues, right? People that you know that, because there's sometimes you get this job as a data analyst, right? You find out that almost every day you are learning something new. At a point you be like, come on, I'm tired of these things, right? I didn't know that I have to use Asana here. I don't know that I have to use Slack. Even I'm tired. But then if you have people in your community who can actually, motivate you, when you look at them, right, you say, oh, okay, because of this person, I'm being motivated, right? So get a mentor. Yeah, I cannot stop emphasizing on the word mentor. Get a mentor who can mentor you, who can guide you. Or at that point when you are feeling discouraged, that person will come in as be your motivator, guide you, and say, come on guy, you can do it, you can do it. You understand? Yeah, so one of our follower or our viewer said something. So she said, I do tell my family, okay, beforehand, that they should not disturb me for 1 to 3 hours. I'll tell them one by one. You see that one, the last one. I'll tell them one by one. So that's just like me some time ago, right? So you have to go and see, guy. I'm in a meeting. Don't knock. All right. So yeah, that's great. So thank you very much for that. So guys, our viewers all over the
You're
world,
welcome.
if you know that you are enjoying this, it's actually a conversation. I'm learning a lot, right? If you know you are enjoying this conversation, I need you to type yes or type I am enjoying it in the chat section. Let's do this together, guys. So if you know that you are learning something, you know that really I'm learning something. So I need you to type something so we can proceed. All right, so let's look at another question, right? What are the tips for icing a remote job interview? What are some tips, right? Hmm. You apply, you have that skills, you apply for that job, right? And now they've called you for an interview. How can you pass that stage of interview? What are the tips? What do you feel that the person needs to, probably answer the composure and all that?
Um, I will still use my experience, to teach people about this, about isn't an interview again, because before you can even get to an interview stage, I mean, you have done a lot of work. You
Yeah.
have packaged your CV very well. You have packaged your proposal very well. You get. So now, what I always do is that for every of my interviewer, either freelancing or anything, I always check their portfolio. I always check their words, their LinkedIn. Who are they? Who is this person? Because I always want to know them before the interview date. Let me know who this person is. And I've been using this strategy for quite a number of projects now, and it's still working, and it will always work. Trust me. Because, for example, I work with a former NBA footballer in USA. It's on a project, real estate. They want me to use Python to do a machine learning project. You understand? Before that, is a big money. Wasn't that? I think maybe 1,500. Yeah. So I was able to know to go to the interview stage, and before the day, I went to check, his LinkedIn profile. I want to know about this person, and trust me, what I used to as the interview was that okay, because I could say something about the guy. It's make us to relate very well. Like, okay, I know you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing this. Wow. I said okay that you sent me, a request on LinkedIn too. Just imagine someone that, is another way of selling yourself. Because to me now, I have an interview coming up, and they already sent me details of the interviewer. So what I always do is that I will go to LinkedIn, since I know, okay, my LinkedIn is optimized and is crazy out there. So I will just send a request, and it's rare for it's not a matter of maybe pride or anything. It's rare for a professional on LinkedIn to see my request or my profile and you want to accept my request, because we want to check who is this guy. And this is what I've been doing so far. Once I want because I want them to see like I'm more than what I submitted on a proposal, because proposal you cannot submit much details. I want them to see my profile on LinkedIn. I want them to see my brand, who I am. You get. So once they accepted the request, they will actually go to my profile, read more about me. They will see what I'm talking on. They will see what I've been doing. You get. It's to give them more assurance. Okay, this guy can actually do this thing. You get. So that means they already have the picture of me in their mind before the interview. You get. So which and also I've also maybe Google about them. Well, what are the things that maybe the person discussed, of recent. So with that, I can ask question. Maybe during the question time, I can ask question. With that. For example, maybe the interviewer, maybe discuss about AI or anything on their LinkedIn of recent. That is where I will come in. Yes, I will just checking because I'm seeing something that he also interested in. He gets. So it will create the bond from there. Because getting the job is more than just answering question or answering technical question. People look more than that. That these are the things that people don't know. They check your credibility. Trust me, if you are applying for some kind of role, maybe senior role, your CV or your service even less, because these are the jobs that you will go through like 5 interview stages. So it's not about your CV anymore. It's about who you are, what are you doing, what have you done outside your day-to-day job. You get. They want to know if you have this managerial skill. They want to know if you have this leadership skill. They want to know if you can communicate out there. You understand? So this is one of the things that that you can use, and also avoid working in personal spaces like bedroom. You get. That's for because I wanted to add it to one point that I've said earlier, that you should create a personal workspace for a married couple, or maybe for a married couple with children. Just avoid using bedroom because you are not the owner. Yeah, you are not living in that bedroom alone. So just avoid this. So back to the question, like the answer I'm giving. So always do what? Always adjust your your review and your schedules as needed. Because tips for this thing is that you are not doing this thing, and if you are not doing this, who will do it? You, you understand? So doing all this thing will always help you, to okay, you need to ace this thing, I need to do this, I need to do this. And another thing for passing the interview is that know the job requirements very well. If they ask that they need a Power BI expert, don't say because you know Tableau and you now want to go for a Power BI job. You will get frustrated at the way, because you may think that you can actually quickly learn Power on Tableau or Power BI within that short time. But no, you can't compare a Power BI expert that have maybe like 3 years experience, you know, than you that you are proficient in using Tableau very much, and you want to now compare yourself with that person that has been focusing on Power BI. Just stick to the skill that you know, or you acquire that Power BI skill before you doing the job. You understand? And because there's because you tend to learn more while doing projects. You don't know until you get to the point that do I actually know this thing? You know, say, no, I don't know. I need to know this. Because trust me, I learned a lot while doing projects, because it's always, there will always be challenges. And for you to solve any challenge, you will actually learn something new. And if you are learning something new every day, there's no way now you are developing yourself. People you see as a genius, but it's not maybe you're a genius because you're just doing project and you're learning. And you have this continuous learning mindset. Trust me. And also learn how to, communicate very well during interviews. Ask questions. People want to see who is confident, There are a lot of people that know all these things because they are afraid. They don't know how to even communicate what they have done. Yes. They will just interviewer will just leave them and go to someone that can easily the person may not even have the skills like that, the experience like that, but because the person have this confidence, it doesn't like some people fear interviews a lot. So they fear like sometimes you will be panicking, the anxiety will be there. But some people that have done several interviews, they'll be like, no, you just interview. I'm talking to my normal man or normal or my fellow woman. They'll be communicating with the interviewer like nothing you want to, you know, let me just say what I need to say. Because if you believe that you're an asset to any company that want to employ you, you believe in yourself. So there's no interview that will come that you be like, no, I'll yes it. Because you actually know the skills, you have the experience, and you are not even staying or limiting yourself to what you know. You are acquiring skills that are in need in the market. It's a different thing that you have a skill, and it's a different thing that you have skills that are in need in the market at that moment. You understand? For example, now you can tell me you're a data analyst or a data scientist, and you are applying for a role that maybe 1,000 people have applied, you know, and you guys have the same skill, and and someone that applied, but that person has AI skill. The person know how to develop AI to automate many of these data science, tasks. Trust me, the company will rather go for the person that's the data science with AI experience because they know okay, this is where the tech world is going already. So they need someone that is proficient in this area. Even if you cannot develop AI solution, or even if you don't know, large language models, just have experience in prompt engineering, like how you can use maybe ChatGPT and all these things, because there are a lot behind them. There are, prompt engineering is another career on its own. So if you acquire, skills that are in need in the market, you will ace your interview easily because you have the value that the company is looking for. For example, now company is looking for someone, company wants to hire someone during the interview who can, use AI very well, or who know how to automate or create a unified system from their various, data system. And during the interview, you were able to showcase or tell them, okay, you have done this, and you're able to know to do everything, and they can see that what you have done is what they want to do. Why won't they consider you? They will. You get. So you just need to add the value that you want to sell, not what you want to offer them. And if you have those skills, they already know okay, you are an asset. They will do everything in their power to accept you, to collect you, to hire you, even to sponsor you out of the country. Because
Exactly.
this is what companies do. They know what they are doing. They want the best because they don't want to waste money too. They want the best. So I think with that, and another thing for the interview is that I think I've mentioned that you should always ask questions behind, like after the interview section, and also get to know your interviewer before date, and also optimize your LinkedIn very well because they will check before the interview. Yeah, people do check. Because they may
Exactly.
check even if you're a tech content creator, if you're a tech content creator or YouTuber, they may check your channels. What are the content that you put out there? 'Cause these are the way that they actually know if you actually if you can actually do what you put on your CV. You get these
Yeah.
are the these are way of getting credibility if you are employing or if you are going for a senior role. They don't use your they don't use your CV alone. They may just Google your name. They may just Google maybe Rajib Sajawali on Google. So Google will bring out anything that's related to you, and if they see anything that is bad pertaining to you that can spoil the company image, you may have passed all the intermediate that is from the credibility test that they will now like, no, we can't work with this person.
All
Understand?
right.
So we need to be careful as a techie or someone that is still looking to go far ahead on what we put on social media out there. because social media, don't forget, everything you post there is there. People can access them anytime. You get, for example, now you can't tell me that you want to work with Google and you have abused Google, that they are nonsense company, they are this, they are that, they are bad, they are this, and you pass all the interview. Maybe you're not in the HR interview stage, and before you can even get to HR interview stage, that means you have passed various stages of interviews, because interview stage is the last stage to get the job. And they just saw maybe a post or a twist, or a tweet of you saying something bad against the company that want to hire you. No, they will like, no, 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 they won't. Same thing with even visa aspects, because some people, they do get interviews too. Maybe if you want to get a visa and all this thing, and if they say that you have said something bad against the company or against the country, people use that as, as negative remark for them, and they refuse their visa. So we need to be careful of what we put out there, because they may use it, to promote us or to demote us. Okay, I think just answered your question about, so here's the interview tips.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. That's actually detailed feedback. Thank you very much for that wonderful answer to that
You're
question.
welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm learning a lot and I'm enjoying this session, to be very honest.
Thank
Right.
you.
So just the another question before we just call it a night. Right. So how do you see the future of remote job or remote work evolving in the next few years?
Personally, from my own perspective, the future of remote work is likely to see continued growth. You get, also evolution. You understand?
Hmm.
Because now we have more of hybrid work models. And what I mean by that is, okay, you work in the office and you work at home. Maybe 3 days in the office, 2 days at home, or 2 days in the office, 3 days at home. This is the model that most company make use of now, hybrid, which also involve you working at home also. You understand? Because you'll be able to split your time. You get, okay, I want to work in the office maybe so day. I want to stay at home and work from home this day. You understand? And also, and doing that, it will be more common as time goes on. Yeah, it will be common as time goes on. And another thing is that company will invest more in technology. You understand?
Hmm.
And tools to support remote work. Yeah, company will do that, because technology company are investing billions of dollars in all those things. So I'm very sure they will get to that. Yeah, they will. They will. And it will lead to, to be an increased focus. Yes, to be an increased focus on remote job policy, and also the best practices, aspect. And additionally is that remote job will continue to open more opportunities to different, talents pool, and also to, increase, or call for more diverse and inclusive workforce. Because if you are, using this model, you are not limiting your employees to your region alone. We are accepting people from different, regions, which, will promote diversity and inclusion, because most companies are practicing that. They want different, they are promoting, they are hiring different, employees from different regions, because they want their workspace to be, to be of different, people from different countries, different, continents, and all, just to, advance the aspects of inclusivity and diversity. You understand? So I think it will continue to grow,
Exactly.
as we are saying. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much for that wonderful feedback. Right. So he said that remote job will continue to grow. And I want to tell you something, right? Since 2020, when 2020, COVID-19 and all that, people are saying I can work remote. It's not possible to do this work remote. But then guess what? It's actually increasing every day. And even some organizations are now doing hybrid, just like he mentioned. right? So remote job has come to stay, and of course, if you have the opportunity, please go for later, right? So now a lot of people have been asking me, Shinya, I know you do up work, you do this, you do that, you do a lot of contract jobs out there. I want to be like you. Yeah, I'll tell the guy, don't be like me. Right? No, so now I'm asking you, what advice would you give to someone who is considering transitioning into remote job?
Okay, I'll still use myself as an example. I would just say, from a recommendation or advice perspective, make sure you are ready, for remote work. Examine yourself if you can work independently and if you can manage your time very well. If you know you are good, you have these skills that you can work, on yourself by yourself. You get that you can deliver a project by yourself. You get and you can manage your time very well. I think that is the first thing that you can consider before you can even go to the step two or advice number two. Once you are, certain that, okay, you are good in this thing, that you can do anything yourself. Because working remotely, you are alone. There's no maybe senior developer or senior data analyst that can, carry your laptop and show, okay, I'm trying to write this that formula, but it's giving me problem. Can you help me out? Nobody is there to help you like that. You need to actually debug it yourself. You understand? And another thing is that invest, I will repeat this again, invest in a good home office setup. You get, even if you don't have the luxury or even if you don't have the big money, still try to get a monitor with your laptop, as external, screen. It will boost your productivity.
Hmm.
You get, because as I've said earlier, I spend a lot of my workspace because it motivates me sometimes because I may be tired to do something, but once I sit down on my workspace, I don't know where the energy comes from. I will get the energy, I will get the ginger to do something. Trust me, I will always get the energy to do something. I may not do a lot as I always do when I have the full energy, but I will make sure I touch on something or do something once I sit down. You guess because I invested on my workspace because I make it more, easy and comfortable for me. If my back is paining me, I can raise my desk up and I'll be standing doing what I need to do. I'm using, leg, what do they call it now? It's from under my foot that I can place my leg on, you know, just to make sure, okay, I can, because some people cannot sit down for 1 hour. Trust me. And if just imagine that you are working 9 to 5 and maybe you have 1 hour break and you're sitting on a chair that is not ergonomy, that is so flat, you cannot rest your back, you cannot rest your leg or your hand or your neck. Trust me, you cannot even sustain yourself for 2 hours. Your body will be paining you. So when you invest in all these things that you should make it comfortable for you to even sit down as long as you can sit. You, you understand? Then another point is you need to start, building network of remote workers, for support, for advice, if you want to buy anything or if you're having challenges in something, okay, you have been doing this you work remotely, how are you able to, solve this challenge? They'll be able to tell you, okay, this is what they have done. And even if you want to buy some stuff and you don't have much money, they can tell, okay, buy this one, it will still serve you as big and one that you want to buy, and it's way more lesser. You understand? And another point is that look for a remote role that match your skills and interest. As I've said earlier, you don't tell me that you are just a data scientist. I want to go for a role of AI developer. No, you will flop. So just go for a skill that match, you know, your interest and go for a job that match your interest and skills. And once you have this continuous learning mindset, you are adding to your skills, you have more value. Trust me, job will come for you. job will come for you. Trust me, it's you. Because quite a time now, I've stopped working on Upwork because okay, I want to let me just equip myself with more knowledge. I want to stay ahead of the industry trend. I want to know what's really going on. I want to have the latest skills. Trust me, they knock on my door that okay, guy, how far? We know that you can do this. Can you help us with this? Yes. I didn't write any code. I didn't do anything. They are building an AI chatbot, AI assistant, for their, normal traditional processes. And they just inform, okay, they want me to check their codes and to find a way on how they can optimize it. Just listen, I didn't write any code. They just give me access to the project repository on GitHub, and I said that I understand, understand. Okay, this is what they have done. Then I gave them my own report on where and how they can optimize, the AI system, and that was it. And I got paid. Is the cash? Okay. So now imagine that you're in Nigeria, you're charging. Let me just say maybe you're charging at least maybe $70 per hour as an AI developer. You get, and you just work for like maybe 5 hours. You know how much that's in dollars in Nigeria? And I only say $70 per hour because that's even the least the AI developer can collect. Talk less of AI, data analyst. As a data analyst, I've worked and I collected, I will charge them £35 on just per hour because I know what I want to do. Because the more skills that are in demand that you have, the more you earn. And you don't just earn like that. You need to know how to put out things that you know out there. Because the only reason that they came to knock on my door because I know AI is that I've been publishing a lot about large language models, AI on my LinkedIn and on my YouTube. So they saw the project, like one of the projects that I did. So like, oh, this guy is good in this thing. Let's consult him. So that's what I always tell people. Don't hide yourself. When you know something, put it out there. Let people know what you are doing. Let people know who you are. You can't tell me you're a data analyst that you went for a boot camp and all your projects has been on your local system. You did all the projects for your laptop alone. They're not even on your GitHub. So if you're pushing them to your GitHub, you push them to your either your Medium or LinkedIn. Even you can even start there, build your own personal brand. You get build your own personal brand. It will help you a lot because people tend to assimilate personal like a brand name than your full name sometimes. Do you understand? I don't know the full name. I mean, I don't know the full name of Dangote, but I know Dangote as a brand name. People may not know my full name, but they can call me the data dude. They will okay, that's
Wow.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear
So
you.
so building personal brand is very important, in that area. And also be prepared to demonstrate your remote work, you know, during the application process. Because this is another thing that someone can do, which usually like people have been doing it and I've done it before. For example, now you are doing an interview process. You can just seek a permission from them that okay, you would like to that you would like to present them what they have done, maybe one or two projects on Power BI if you're a data analyst. You get, they will tend to believe in you because they are presenting the dashboard to them that this is what you have done. Like you are presenting to them as a stakeholder. Okay. Instead of you just saying it with your mouth alone, they can see what you have done. They can see a lot of dashboard that you have created. You are showcasing your portfolio to them. You get you should give them more assurance. Okay, this guy can actually do this job than someone that you're just using your mouth alone. No evidence. Yeah, no evidence. It's just cho. Show evidence. They want to see, but they may not tell you. But just seek for permission that maybe at the end of the interview you would like to present them one of your projects. These are the things that they don't tell people. But I found it okay. It has been helpful for a lot of people a lot, and also to me. So just share your screen, show them one or two things that you have done, show them some magic. Because actually these people don't actually know this thing. Because if they know this thing, they won't want to employ you. So they want someone that know it, that can help them. So you should just show them some magic. Okay, you did this, this. Just package yourself very well. Trust me. You may even get the job that same day. Because if you also save them stress, okay, they finally, um, get someone that can do this job for them. It will save them their time, save them cost too. Because getting employee is expensive. Trust me. Companies spend a lot of money on filling a role. You understand? So I think that's those are my advice for now for people based on remote work. Yeah, I think it helps.
That's amazing. 100%. All right. Thank you very much, Wale, for this wonderful advice. And to our listeners, our viewers over the world. So you heard what he said, right? What are the things you need to put in to this to ensure that you get this remote job? Now I want to say something before we call it a night, right? Now we've thought about all the skills, how you can enjoy yourself, how you can be this remote worker. What are the pays? We actually did not talk about that, but he mentioned that, right? What are the pays? How much we be earning, as a remote worker, as a tech person? But let me bust your brain, right? You cannot earn all this money. You cannot become that remote tech bro, tech six, if you don't have these tech skills, if you don't have the in-demand skills, right? For the people that joined earlier, we mentioned things that there are some skills that cannot actually fit into a remote job. You need to be present, you need to be physical, right? So you need to in demand skills, because the one of the things that can help you to get this job are the in demand skills, which data analytics is one of them, right? So you need to acquire these skills, not just acquiring. He mentioned something, right? You get this job, you've gone for all these bootcamp skills, right? You've acquired these skills, but it's not out there. You're not showing it to anyone, right? Nobody is saying all these things out there. Nobody is saying that you are a tech person, you are a data analyst. No project out there. So when you do this project, push it out there. Don't keep it on your desktop. Just like he said. And that's just the truth. People want to see who are you. They will first of all go to your LinkedIn to see, okay, what are the things that you're putting out there? What are you sharing on your profile, right? On my own profile, you can never see anything that is not tech something, right? So what are the things that you are sharing out there? Who are you sharing that? Like, who are you out there? Because I find, aside from your resume, people want to know who are you outside your resume, right? Probably if you have a channel, who are you? Who are you representing and all that? Right. So you need to get these in-demand skills, and which I have mentioned earlier, for you to enjoy this remote job that others are enjoying. Now, if people like you and I, my guests are enjoying, right? And just like I mentioned earlier, I've been working for a long time now. I've not been to any office. That's what I mean. I've not been to any office. So if you want to give me a job now, but even if it's gonna be hybrid, I'll ask you how many days in a week. All right, I would like to look at this and find out if it's something I can do. If not, I enjoy remote job. I will bringing all these things out here for you to actually enjoy, be part of this trend, because remote job is the trend now. Be part of it, okay? Now, to acquire these technical skills, AMD Analytics is offering a very comprehensive data analytics training. Now, just like you mentioned, it's not a place that you can acquire these skills within weeks and you tell yourself, I'm cool. No, we do this thing for good 4 months, right? So you need to be that this certified data analyst, right? So you need to have these skills. You need to put it out there. So people need to see it. So when you go for job interview, you beat your chest and say, "Oh, I've done this. I've done this over for good 4 months, right?" And if you put it in your best, why not? You get that job. you get that job, right? We have a lot of testimonies out there of people that have gone to our program, and these guys are enjoying, and they're enjoying a million times, right? So our next program will be starting on next code will be starting on 13th of July. If you want to start your data analytics program, where you'll be learning a lot. Now, aside from these tools, we are moving it into AI, just like what I said, right? So the world is moving into AI, right? But not fully AI here. So we teach you a lot: Excel for analytics, Power BI for data visualization, SQL, which is structured query language, right? Now, aside from that, you'll be learning how to use ChatGPT, right? As a tech person, how do you get an optimized LinkedIn handle? He said something about, if I want to apply for a job, I'm not boasting. I will apply for that job because I know how my LinkedIn is. If I want to send anybody a request, you cannot see my request and turn it down because I know my profile. So how do you get an optimized LinkedIn handle? Right? So because people will be looking out there, they want to see your LinkedIn, they want to see what you're putting out there. So you need to get a standard LinkedIn handle. Now, aside from that, you need to get a good CV, right? Good CV, or you call it resume. Now we'll be having one-on-one CV review section with you, where we'll be teaching you what you need to have and the things that you need to remove on your CV. So we have someone ask the question. Someone asked the question: if you're a newbie, which achievement are we putting on our resume? That's amazing. If you are still here, now let me answer that question. Now, if you are not here, no issues. When you watch this, you can actually pick that from here, right? Now, there's what we call um work summary, and there's what we call work objective, right? Now, I'm not here to teach you CV review section, right? Now, how to get your CV revamped, no. But are the things you need to put out there. But now, one of the amazing things that I want to bring out from here is that when you do this training with Amda Analytics, that's what we do. Yeah, all right. Thank you for that, Bolu. Yes. So what we do is, right, we tell our students, use AMDA Analytics as your work experience. Most of our students have done that, and it has gotten them job, even aside from job, right? It has taken them far, right? So use AMDA Analytics as your work experience, as a data consultant or data analyst. Now put out all these things you've learned so far. You want to serve as a volunteer at AMDA Analytics, why not? It's open for you, right? Now put it out there, where there's actually how we put structured your CV, because now people want to hire that person that has done this. All right, we want to see what are your work experience like. Have you done this before? Right? What are the achievements like? So these are the things we help our students to do. We help them to ensure that they get that standard CV review, right? That will get them that job. When it comes to work experience, we always use AMD Analytics. Now, when you use AMD Analytics, there's one thing about these recruiters, they will always reach out to some of the people that you put out there as your work experience or your previous worker actually. They will ask for a reference letter or a recommendation letter. So we do that, right? We give it to our students. If those people that you apply, that job that you applied for, right? If they reach out to us, that's okay, this person actually gone probably do one or two with you as your data consultant, as a data analyst, right? So can you refer that person? Can you, give a reference later? We do that. We give it to our students, okay? So these are the amazing things, amazing benefits you'll be getting from Amda Analytics. Now, aside from that, there is Upwork optimization. So our guest here has actually thought about a lot about Upwork optimization. And now guess what? Yeah, over the years I've been doing this. I've been doing this helping people, individuals, organizations, to ensure that they monetize their skills using Upwork, right? So this Upwork optimization, these are things you'll be getting for free. You get to know how you can monetize your skills, right? And it has been over the year I've been the one doing that. Now, aside from that, these are the benefits, right? But now let me tell you something. Someone reached out to me, and that was about last some days ago actually. Someone somewhere referred that person where I went for a job for Upwork optimization. So someone there referred that person, said, go and meet this person. She's very good with Upwork optimization, and she's gonna help you. Right? I don't want to mention how much I charged her, and she's gonna pay. And these are the things that you guys are as a student of Amdo Analytics, you'll be getting it for free. You're not paying for it, okay? So a lot aside from that, there's what we call post-training support. Now, as students, you'll be getting a post-training support, right? It simply means that after your 4 months training, because it's actually 4 months training, you are still with us. We are still there helping you. There is you have a job interview. We help you with job interview preparation. We have a section with you. We prepare you for your job interview. All right. So this and more are what you be getting as a student of Amdo Analytics. Now, and something like a session like this will be helping you on the website you can actually use to apply for jobs. All right. So now our next cohort will be starting on 13th of July 2024. So we have just few weeks. Is it few weeks now? Well, let's call it weeks. 2 weeks, all right? For the start of the next cohort. So want to encourage you, want to employ you. Please register for our next cohort that will be starting. Now someone will be asking, okay, we heard you. How much is this training, right? This training is 250,000 naira, but we are on discount now. So instead of you to pay 250,000 naira, you are paying to 200,000 naira for good 4 months. Now, this training is not people that will train you for 2 weeks, all right, 5 weeks, and they will tell you that you are good guy. Come on now. It's a good 4 months training, and you're going to be building at least 10 good portfolio projects. 10 good portfolio projects. Right. So if you have any question, you would like to use the chat session, drop the question. Let's take it and then we'll call it a night. So even if you have a question for our guest, please drop your question. If you have any question for us, we'd like to take your question. You have question, you want to ask questions about Amdo Analytics. When the next course will be starting? How much is our training fee? What are the things I will enjoy? I'll be enjoying, or I will enjoy as a student. Let's get that from you. All right. So if there is no question, yeah, thanks very much, Coco. Thanks for staying. All right. So if there's no question, we're going to call it a night. Thank you very much, Wale. Please you can follow Wale on. You can check her out on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. He's everywhere. Okay, both on YouTube here. Check him out and follow him up. All right. So of course, connect. That's something I used to tell people. Connect with people that matters. So connect with people that matters, right? People that you know that they have this thing, they have it. They can give back to the society. They can give back to you. You have any challenge, you're facing any challenge, you reach out to them, ask questions. So you know they're gonna assist you. So connect, right? So people used to say something, and I always repeat that. Your network is your net worth. Thank you very much, Wale. I really appreciate it. Thanks very much. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you very much for having me. Yeah.
You're welcome, sir. So good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. See you guys. Want to see you in our class? Please register for our next coming cohort. Bye.